Good morning, Wildcat fans. Welcome to the Packer Premiere, live in South St. Paul, Minnesota, for this tournament and simultaneous conference matchup between Farmington and your Wildcats. Nice centering opportunity there by Ethan Mann to Skoog. Deflected out front. That one goes back out front for Skoog. Another great centering chance. That one kept in there cleanly by Razanen to Skoog to Mann. Farmington having trouble clearing this one out of the zone. Quinn Mead sends that over for Mann. Mann able to get that to Razanen. So far, a full minute in the offensive zone. Mead over to Mann. Didn't get there, connected, and now Farmington finally able to break it out and get a full wholesale change for themselves. Defensive pair stays on for the Wildcats. Schmidt gets that back to the blue line. Farmington not able to clear it out. And now Farmington has it at the top of the point. Their first shot on net gets deflected aside. Eric Kerner in net. Number 35, Levine, pokes that aside. Levine and Razanen going to be looking for a line change here soon. Levine pokes that up to Schmidt. Schmidt will retreat back to the red line and then send it up the boards. Levine got that caught in his feet. Levine sends it over for Siljan. Misses his stick. Razanen still in need of a line change. Rushes ahead. Farmington at the top of the circles takes a shot that gets deflected up into the glass. Has it behind the boards. Razanen up to Siljan. Siljan gets it over to the boards and out. And now Razanen's able to make a change for Beckwith. Beckwith and Thomas, your defenders on the ice. Siljan, Eddie, and Schmidt off. On is Urich, Groutman, and Cade Steinke. Wicked carom off the glass, off of a stanchion. Groutman picks that one up. In net, paddled aside into the netting. And that was a lot of hockey with no whistle. 12:21 left.
Here we are with Farmington. I will change that later.
Farmington the other direction, bobbled it at the red line. So
At least it doesn't say prior late.
it's true. Loose out in front. Urich gets that one out of the zone and has a nice shove for his efforts. Thomas sends that up to the point and able to get it out. Farmington regroups, still offside, touches up, but not in time. Draws the offside whistle with 11:47 left in the first period. Speakers in here, about 10 times the volume of the Eagan Civic Arena, so I will try to speak over it during the breaks. Mann, Mead, Skoog, Gillespie, and Levine on the ice. Levine tried to feather that ahead for Mann. Does get it into the zone and onside as Mead applies pressure. Back down for foot race with Gillespie and the Farmington forward. Mann there to provide support as well. That one tried to drag out front. Levine reverses that back for Mann. Levine again. And Mann will take that and send it behind the net around the boards to Mead. That one escapes the zone. Skoog trying to pressure that forward. Gillespie joins the rush. Offside is the call, a little delayed there, but called regardless. Mead, Mann, Skoog, Thomas, and Razanen. Thomas with a nice clear out of the zone. Farmington goes D to D. Mead applying pressure, sends that back through center ice. Skoog's able to pick it up, keep it out, and Farmington dumps it deep into the corner. Razanen behind the net, pushing it up the boards. Skoog sends a nice pass out to Mann, and Thomas was able to kind of fend off a scoring attempt there, pushes his man into the boards. 2 Cats and 2 Tigers in the corner. That one gets out. Centering opportunity, just fanned on it by the Tigers. Tigers get it back behind the net, behind the goal line. Thomas sends it all the way up and out. A little too far for the reach of Mead, and that'll bring an icing whistle. 10:14 left in the first period. Those just joining us, this is a conference matchup during a tournament so that we don't have to play Farmington 3 times in the regular season. That one sent all the way around for Schmidt. Schmidt not able to get that out. Gillespie to pick it up, take it back to the red line, reverse back around the other way, and he's going to feather that up to Eddie. Eddie chips that ahead deep into the zone. Siljan trying to get there first. Gillespie goes deep, takes a shot up into the rafters, and that will draw another whistle for a offensive zone faceoff. Packed stands here in South St. Paul. Eddie trying to pull that off the board. Schmidt there to help. Tigers able to get away with it. Take it behind their net and around. Up the boards. Able to get that one out into the neutral zone. And then send that all the way deep towards the net. Gillespie picks it up. Got pressure on side. Able to step around one. Gets it up to Eddie. Eddie's got Schmidt breaking. That one gets up to some turnover. Back down for Razanen to collect. Razanen up the boards, not out. Farmington able to keep that in. That one gets centered up into the air. Schmidt able to settle it down and try to strip it away. Farmington sends that back up to the blue line, to the top of the circles, back to the blue, and then back around the net for Levine to collect. Levine with speed, trying to exit the zone, able to get it up, hit into the boards, but a good effort by Levine to try to clear that zone. Razanen applying pressure. Farmington sends it to the top of the circles, dumps it into the zone. Siljan, Levine, that one gets loose out in front, sent to the top of the circles. That one set up high, deflected into the netting. Defensive end face-off coming up. Gillespie and Thomas coming on for your defensive pair. And decide to change out the forwards too for Mann, Skoog, and Mead. Thomas, another wicked bounce off the stanchions as Farmington recollects in their defensive end, send it back to center ice. That one gets chipped up. Gillespie sends that around for Mead, gets it to his skate, and Mead able to pull off the boards for himself and get around one. Mead passes over to Mann. Mann brings it in on side. Shot gets deflected into the glass in the corner, and Farmington picks it up and sends it up the boards. Mead applying pressure, able to keep it in the zone and get it back in. Checking from behind. Cross check at the very minimum on Mann. Interference. Fine. The 2 penalties I called, neither of them stand. Definitely a cross check. Also an interference, though. In either case, 21 to the box puts the Cats on a power play opportunity here.
Farmington, number 21.
Thomas dances the blue line, able to let his team touch up, and Siljan keeps it at the red line. Eddie with a nice pass back down. Back up to Eddie. Cats gonna look to set something up. Eddie gets around, settles things down, He tried to go towards the front there, but Farmington able to strip that puck away. Siljan coming in to the rescue. Eddie sends that back for Gillespie. Gillespie settles. Sends it across Siljan. Siljan with a nice shot. Glove save by the Farmington netminder, number 1. Your power play unit now consists of Groutman, Yerk, Steinke, Levine, and Beckwith. Back to the point for Levine. Levine over to Beckwith. Beckwith takes a shot off of a skate, settled down there by Levine. Levine settles it, gets it over to Steinke. Steinke steps around 1, gets it back up to the point for Levine. Levine shot on net, right into the letters. 7:03 left, 1 minute and 12 seconds left in this power play opportunity for your Cats.
Gotta get. Gotta get. Gotta get.
Puck back down for Groutman, sends that to the side for Steinke. Steinke sends it on net. Yurik had a knocking there at the doorstep. Settled down again by Groutman. Groutman takes it back behind the net, looking for some options. Gets it in Steinke. Steinke steps around, has it at the side circle there, gets it back to Yurik. Just Steinke cross ice trying to find Groutman out front there. That one gets intercepted, and Farmington the other way trying to take advantage of a short-handed opportunity, gets caught up with the ref. Beckwith with space and speed, little too far for Yurik. Tapped, so they call it good. Up the boards for Farmington. They send that down, still 25 seconds left. Colonel settles, and Levine will take that out. Sent to Beckwith, across from Mann, nice pass. Mann gets that deep into the zone, slows it down. Mead able to step around 1, out front, sends that for Skoog. 3 seconds left in the power play. Farmington's got back on the ice. 5-on-5 play resumes. Back for Mead. Mead takes a shot wide of the net. Skoog looking to pull it off the boards. That one gets stuck. Gillespie. Gillespie sends it on. Mann tried to get a stick on there to deflect it down into the net with a nice tipping opportunity. That one will be sent down all the way for an icing whistle. And that should send a couple of our boys in blue off the ice. Wholesale line change for the Cats. Razin, Gillespie, Siljan, Eddie, and Schmidt back on the ice. Eddie to take the job, pushes that back down to Gillespie. Gillespie shot on net, loose there, rebound opportunity. Schmidt pulls that away. He was trying to center that back out to Siljan. Eddie comes in to help out Schmidt. Schmidt not able to stick that one away. Farmington came on an early opportunity for a 3-on-2. Gillespie gets pushed into the boards, but comes away with the puck. Gillespie up to Siljan. Siljan sends it a little too far for Eddie. Back in. Try this again. Gillespie behind the net to Siljan. Siljan able to tap it out and get it out. Tap it up and get it out. Siljan picks this one up. He's hauled down. No call. As Farmington comes the other way. Thomas back on the ice. Shot on goal. Above Kerner's glove, but too high. Kept in there by Farmington. That one got stuck in the skates of Eddie. Almost had that one out. Back up for Farmington into the bench. And a whistle.
Let's go, girls.
Odd choice of music for a boys hockey game, but I don't know. It's a banger, but all right, let's go, ladies. Mann. Sent around the boards for Mead. Mead gets it to Mann. Mann, Skoog. Skoog shot. Rebound. And goal! Wildcats. 3-on-2 opportunity. Cats get it deep. Mann buries the biscuit. And that puts your Wildcats up 1-0, 4:12 left in the first period. Hold, press and hold.
Scoring for the Eagan Wildcats.
Man brings that in, sends it on net again.
With an assist to number 27, Preston Skoog.
Skoog with the
That's
assist.
From Skoog at 11 minutes in the first period.
Thomas almost had that for a streaking man. Skoog was also ready to depart as well. He had his bags packed. Centering opportunity gets deflected there. Beckwith. Man behind the net. Man over to Mead. Mead slows it down. Gets pushed aside. Thomas is there to assist as well. Thomas gets it out into the neutral ice. Farmington not able to settle it down. That one sent across. Farmington sends it over. Easily collected and squeezed by the pads of Eric
Thank you for
Kerner.
coming to South St. Paul today, and a big thanks to some of our sponsors: Simon's Landscaping, Fury Motors, Envision Hotel, and Summit Orthopedics. Thank you.
Back on the ice. Groutman feeds that ahead. That goes to the top of the circle. It's now to the point. Steinke able to provide pressure. That one back for Levine. Levine lost the handle there. Razanen goes to the corner. Levine takes his post at the front. And that one gets sent aside right into the glove of Kerner. Had his eyes on that the whole way, and another save for number 35. 2:57 left in this first period. Back on the ice is Eddie Schmidt and Siljan. Razanen sends that around. Siljan not able to settle it down. Farmington takes a shot towards the net, and now picked up by Siljan. Schmidt sends it deep. Siljan trying to get there first. He does. Levine collects behind the net, able to settle it down. Leaves it for Schmidt. That one up the boards for Farmington. Eddie gets poked aside. Does slow it down. Razanen gets it up to Levine. Levine sends it in. Levine's pulled down. And then Farmington finds an outlet pass, but nicely defended there by Siljan as that one goes back for Gillespie. Reverses around the other direction. Gillespie steps around one, gets it up the ice, dumps it into the zone. Schmidt to provide pressure there. Eddie trying to pull it off the boards. Kept in there by Siljan with a nice tip, but recovered by Farmington. Schmidt to Thomas. Thomas sees it for Gillespie. And Gillespie evades pressure, brings it in onside, joins the rush, sends it on right into the Farmington glove. Minute 45 left in the first.
Locally, visit Fury Motors in South St. Paul, Town Square Television, and visit Brian Handwork at Marie Avenue Service.
Puck down for Mann. Tried to send that over to Mead. Mann with a nice reach keeps that in. Skoog gets pressed into the boards. Physicality is starting to increase a little bit here as Farmington looks for their option, sends it D to D, and then up. Loses an edge. Gillespie able to take advantage of that. Dumps it down. Icing is lazily called. Me too. Puck down, Groutman left that for Levine. Farmington looking to center that. Groutman says no. Center on the boards all the way down. We're gonna have another. No, they're gonna wave it off. You're applying pressure. Steinke Steinke forces the reversal the other way, and that one gets stuck off of a stick into the neutral zone. Groutman with a nice stick lift to get that one back behind the net. Around the boards for Urick. Farmington brings it into the top of the circles, into the slot, backhands it wide. Beckwith sends that right back to the Farmington, right to the top, not able to get a shot off, and here comes Levine. Levine settles it down and decides to dump it into the zone onside. Steinke trying to reach there first. Farmington the other direction with a nice feed pass through, not able to get a shot off. They center that, and Siljan gets it back out for Steinke. 2-on-2 opportunity there with Siljan putting on. That one gets sent towards the net, goes wide. And that will be the first period. Shots on goal, something to something, but the score is 1-0 in favor of the Wildcats. Ice clear will come after the second period, so we'll have a quick break here.
First period summary. Shots on goal for Farmington 3 and for Eagan 8.
Farmington shots 3. Farmington or Eagan 8. Farmington 3.
9, Ethan Mann with
back for second period. Levine and Razin, your defensive pair. Supporting Mann, Mead, and Skoog. Our S line has dissolved. I haven't seen them on the ice this game.
I'm sure there's so many people out there in Twitter land.
Mann sends it over for Siljan. Shot on net. Gets deflected to the side. Nice opportunity there. Farmington feathers a pass. Nicely caught there. Dumped in deep, but Levine able to offset pressure there. He reverses around the other way. Gets it up and out. Nice pass to Mead, who runs into a body. Kept in there by Mead. Mead with all sorts of pressure around. Stripped to the puck. Mann trying to get that pressure, but Levine will collect in the circles. Reverse back around. Helped out there by Razinen. Razinen drops it for Levine. Levine. That one gets tipped off, glove down. Mead goes to the bench. Mann does too. Skoog still on. Farmington takes it in offside, defended by Levine. Drops. Deflected there by Eddie. That one gets to the corner, but wide. And here comes Levine. Levine sends out all the way down for Schmidt. Gets intercepted there by Farmington. They send that up the glass. Levine tried to get a glove on it, but that one back up again. Siljan picks up the loose change. Sends it on net, gets deflected into the corner. Back up for Eddie. Eddie shot on goal, loose. And in goal! We got a goal! Nice pressure there. I'm not sure who they're going to assist that to. There are a lot of sticks on it. Schmidt hesitant to go through first. Fluttered in 2-0. Wildcats. We'll see who they attributed that to. Forwards get changed out. I feel like the girl power list is on. I'm not knocking it, I'm just making an observation.
Scoring for Eagan, number 33, Hudson Schmidt, with an assist to number 5, Connor Thomas. That's Schmidt from Thomas at 140.
Oh, Beckwith off the post. From the point, nice opportunity there. Farmington drops, Meade able to recollect. Meade gets it back into the neutral zone. Farmington dumps it back in, has to touch up, and they do. Thomas settles it down. Thomas feeds it off the boards, gets it out to a streaking Meade, and he has it poked off his stick and pushed into the boards, taken down, no interference calls. Farmington flies around their own net, sends it to the blue line, but not going to fool Beckwith. He's able to slow it down. They take it across. Steinke able to get there. Back for Thomas. Thomas applies pressure, pushes his man into the boards, trying to pull it away. Groutman comes in to assist. Thomas with a stick on it, up for Steinke, up. He almost tried to kick it ahead, but Thomas able to get a nice backhanded catch there by Groutman. Steinke brings it in, shot on goal, goes a little high into the netting. Pitching wedge. Gillespie and Levine on the ice. Puck down for Groutman. Recovered there by Farmington as they send that around. Nice job by Yerk to keep it in. That one sent over. Steinke tried to get a stick on it. Gillespie will be first on it for the Cats. Tried to set up the boards. Farmington shot on goal. It's deflected aside by Kerner. Urick off the boards to Groutman to Steinke. Steinke trying to settle it down. Dumped it deep into the zone. Tried to take out a ref in the meantime. Sent around. Levine got a stick on that to penalty coming on. Nope. Offside. Farmington. I was just running off of the Farmington reaction.
I thought the same thing.
I was like, that's kind of a weak penalty. That was a nice check. Farmington thought the arm raise was a penalty by the back line judge there, but puck down for Eddie Schmidt. Oh, and save there with the splits effort. That one was just sitting on the doorstep. I think Levine got a little stick on that there. Kerner able to slide the pad across, get a glove on it. Nice save there, Kerner. Wholesale line change for the Cats. Man at the draw. That one settled down. Man has it behind the net. Trying to get that around for Meade. Farmington steps up, gets it behind the net. Pressure there by Rasnan. Man as well. Thomas tying up his man out front. Behind the net. Man able to get it back out to Meade. Meade with a nice shuttle pass to Skoog, and that one's a little too far out of his reach. Meade trying to settle that down offside, now touch back up. 10:15 left in the second period. Skoog sends that in wisely on net, deep, as Man was still coming out of the zone. That one set up all the way down, not tipped, so icing is the whistle. Farmington collects that, sends that around the boards, trying to get that out. Beckwith has other ideas, sends it back in deep. Over to Siljan. Siljan to Eddie. Eddie looking for a front opportunity there. Right past Schmidt. Gillespie shot, had eyes right into the shoulder of Tigers number 1 with a nice save. 9:43 left now in the second period. And puck up into the heaters, the rafters. It's raining pucks.
Let's go to the beach. Eat. Let's go to the wave. Bang, bang.
Down front. Farmington brings that out. Beckwith almost had a stick on it. Gillespie to the corner. Centering opportunity does not get there. Back into the other corner for Farmington. Centering opportunity. Puck's loose and still saved by Kerner. Don't know where it went. I think even in that after whistles, Kerner still had it out. He's very adverse to letting that puck cross this line. Levine, Yurik, Steinke, that one goes over to the corner and that deflected into the netting. 9:19 left in the second. Groutman chips that head and out over a Farmington stick. Steinke trying to apply pressure. Yurik brings that in onside. Levine dumps that down all the way. That one sent around the boards, kept in there by Razinen's stick. Groutman might have either slipped or taken down with no call. Up back for Levine. Levine DD pass to Razinen. Razinen will send that behind the net for Levine. Levine will take that, leave it for Groutman. Groutman to Yurik. Yurik fighting with it to pull it off the boards. Farmington not able to regain complete possession as Groutman sends it around to the top. Back down for Razinen to Groutman. Still loose at the top of the zone. Back behind the net. Centering opportunity gets received by Steinke. And that one gets sent all the way down for an icing whistle. Just needed to hear it. Back on the ice, man, Mead, Skoog, Thomas, and G-Bex. Thomas sends it up the boards. Mead able to get a stick on it, leaves it for Mann, but he hasn't quite got there yet. Kerner had that one blocked, goes up into the air and deflected away from pressure. Mead tried to find the skate of Skoog. Farmington drops it back down again. Deep. Icing.
The girl let's kill our chick. Thunderball. Someone give it up. Someone give it up. Someone give it up to our girls. 5 billion and 40 rot this short dick. Baby girl. All my girls. All my girls. Thunderball say.
Man, Skoog, Mead back with Thomas. Skoog feathers that into the corner. Back out. Shot loose out in front. Nice opportunity there. That one goes all the way down, received, tipped back. Farmington brings that in. Nice hit there by Thomas. That one's fed up into the zone for Mead. Mead slows it down, waiting for some reinforcements. Sends it on net in front for man and covered. Nice patience, Quinn Mead, as he was waiting for the cavalry to get back into the zone. I think we found the source of the music. Dancing away.
I got my money on Pink Cat.
Pink Pony's coming, yeah. That one down for Eddie. Eddie takes a shot. Still loose. Goalie gets eyes on it and collapses to cover. Nice offensive pressure. A little different game than we saw the last time we faced them. So far, with 7 minutes left in the second, the Cats seem to be in pretty good control. That one back down. Offside. Cats touch back up. Farmington collects. And that one gets deep into the zone. Gillespie providing pressure. Into the slot. Penalty coming on Gillespie with a hooking call. I just call that good defense. Refs call it a penalty. That brings the Cats on to their first penalty kill of the game. 6:38 left. Thomas, Groutman, Razanen, Preston, Skoog, your PK unit. Puck down for Groutman. Thomas sends that up and out. Nice job,
Minor penalty
Thomas.
has been assessed to the Eagan Wildcats. Number 6, Max Gillespie. 2 minutes booking. That's Gillespie, 2 minutes.
Farmington does not enter the zone with speed. They lost the handle there. Groutman applying pressure. Nice job by Razanen to keep on his man as well. Farmington trying to set up the 1-3-1 into the zone, or into the crease, off the helmet of Kerner. He regains his composure and covers the puck. That one up and out. Siljan won that faceoff, drew it back to the neutral zone. Farmington looking to recollect. Get to the top of the circle, send it back up to the blue line. DDD pass at the top of the circle, shot. Not able to get a shot off as they passed across. A nice job. That one sent across, shot. Another save there. Loose out in front, still going in. Siljan gets that one loose and sent down the ice. Siljan, Schmidt off, man, Levine. Skoog on. Thomas still out front. That one sent around. Farmington trying to step around one, make space for himself, gets stuck in the corner. Send out to the other side for their left winger there. Man with good pressure. Forces it back up to the top, and Levine. What? No way. Skoog called for interference. Did you see it?
A minor penalty has been assessed on Eagan's number 27, Preston Skoog. 2 minutes interference. That's Skoog, 2 minutes interference.
5-on-3 opportunity here for 30 seconds. That one poked ahead by Groutman. Sent across right to the top of the crease. Groutman almost has space. Farmington brings that in, saved there by Kerner. Brought around. Farmington leaves it to the top of the circles. Drops it back behind the net. Save Kerner. and cleared out by the Cats. Gillespie comes out of the box, and now a 5-on-4 opportunity here for Farmington as they bring it in. Drop it out front. Save Kerner. Back to the point, and Mann pushed off the puck as he tried to clear off. Mead coming to help out. Top of the slot. Farmington shot. Save Kerner. 1 minute and 6 left in the penalty kill. Wholesale line change for both teams. Back on the ice, Siljan, Smith, Razin, Thomas. 1 minute and 6 seconds left in the 5-on-4. Thomas tried to clear that back around. Farmington keeps possession. Back to the top of the point. Top of the zone. Cross ice pass back to the blue line. Shot goes across. Tipped back to the point was Thomas. Siljan applying pressure. That one gets deflected there by Schmidt. Back up, and now here's Thomas to send it the rest of the way. And that was a little break opportunity there by Siljan and Schmidt, killing off precious minutes. Schmidt brings it down. That one still is loose. And a nice backhand dump there by Thomas. Siljan not done with it yet. Siljan trying to pull it to himself. 18 seconds left in this penalty kill. Farmington brings that in on side, drops it ahead, shot across the crease. Siljan, and dumps it down. That should take care of the power play here as 3-2-1 ticks off and Preston Skoog is out of the box.
Eagan is at full strength.
Full strength, nice kill. Wildcats. Skoog applying pressure behind the net. Man there too, tried to center that. Mead right out front, not able to get a stick on it. Farmington feathers that ahead, but Thomas able to negate pressure. Razin takes that behind the net, sends that around for Skoog. Skoog able to get that ahead into his skate, into his stick. Farmington comes the other way, but Razin able to keep it out. Man sends it for Skoog. Skoog has Mead with him. That one gets sent back for Thomas. 2-on-1 opportunity here. Razin defending. Kerner got a piece of glove on that, and that one exits the zone with Mead. Farmington brings that in, driving towards the net. That one hits the side of the net, and Kerner says he's had enough and tries to cover. Nice series of saves there by Kerner.
Getting some landscaping done. Think about Simon's Landscaping.
Yes, I am thinking about spring.
Considering a new car, check out Fury Motors right next door here.
I would. Eddie at the draw. They push that aside. Back to the point. That one sneaks out. Siljan and Schmidt in the neutral zone. That one goes behind the net. Gillespie will be first on it for the Cats. Farmington sells it down, but not before Eddie can regain control and send it up the boards, trying to hit Siljan. Eddie. Beckwith leaves it for Eddie. Beckwith picks it back up, sends it around for Schmidt. Schmidt not able to get a stick on it, send it out. Eddie comes in to assist. Back behind the net is Farmington. Puts on the brakes. Farmington recollects behind the red line. Sent back down deep. Beckwith trying to apply pressure, able to. Leaves it for Siljan. Siljan off the glass. Kept in by Farmington. Shot. Got through but wide. Gillespie leaves it for Siljan with a nice backhanded. And that one goes up and off the glass. Nice job centering Eddie. Oh, nice save there. But brilliant hustle by Schmidt, kept in there by Siljan. Siljan takes a shot. Save. Beckwith. Centering over to Siljan. Siljan shot. Save. Schmidt. 35 seconds left. Couple nice opportunities here. Gillespie shot on goal, gets deflected up into the rafters netting. Nice series of shots there by the Wildcats. Probably got 3 or 4 shots in a very small amount of time. Good shift there by that line. 28.5 seconds left.
Need a new couch? Check out Royal Star Furniture down on Concord Street.
Mead back to Levine. Levine sends it across for Razanen. Man. Tried to feed that back for Levine. That one's going to get sent down all the way. Kerner comes out and plays it. Nice job, Kerner. Mead. Back down for Levine. Levine sends it for Razanen. Razanen's going to be happy to kind of just settle this down. He'll maybe get it up to Skoog. 5 seconds left. Cross for Mead. Not going to be able to get a shot off. But we do escape that period. 2-0. And we will have a nice clear and see you fine folks in about 10 minutes. Back live for the third period. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Man had one sent there. Loose out in front. That one gets sent on net. Deflected aside. Back behind for Skoog to the top of the point. Levine keeps that in off the glass. Man intercepts. Takes a shot. Hits the side. Skoog sent it to Man across. Mead trying to pick the loose one up there. Able to slow it down. Levine, shot on net, gets deflected into the corner. Nice pressure here, first opening shift. Man almost tipped that one in as a nice pass from the boards. All the way over and down. Icing is the whistle. Just a delayed whistle, don't worry. He still had his arm raised there, Tiger. Charged a little. All right. Puck down for Eddie. Pushes it forward. Kept in there by Siljan. Over for Schmidt. Schmidt was reading that he was going to leave it for Beckwith, but got back behind the net. Farmington comes away. Siljan chases his man into the boards, able to apply pressure and almost keep it in. Farmington steps around one. Thomas defending. Thomas able to push it into the corner. Farmington looked to pick it up. Kerner without his stick. Thomas sends that to the top of the point. Siljan almost able to get it out, but Farmington had a glove down hand pass all the way down. Goes the puck. Nice eyes there. Eagle eyes, ref. They were close on the third, but feels like it should be. Back down, back to the point. Levine keeps it in at the left side there. Around the boards. Levine not able to get a full stick on it. Gillespie rushes back. He'll be the first on it. Back behind the line. Farmington maintains possession. Keeps it to the boards. Trying to drop back down, but Gillespie sends it back up and out. Farmington collects, D-to-D pass. Does not connect. Urick there forces the play behind the net. Little drop pass there for Farmington as they bring it in. Shot save there by Kerner. Levine into the corner, and here comes Man out of the zone. Man steps to the outside, trying to use the ref as a screen. Steps around one. Man drives the net. Gets deflected just last moment there. Gillespie right loose out front, no one there to tap it in. Farmington onside. Bumped off by Mead, no call. Gillespie back to the top, and here comes Skoog. Skoog to Mead. Skoog brings it in. Razinen has it at the blue line, kicks it in. Recovered there by Farmington. Farmington sends it D-to-D and trying to send a stretch pass across, but Thomas able to get it back out. Man leaves it for Mead with a nice little drop pass. Mead, not enough time to get it back up to Skoog. Mead has it in the corner, ducks a check. Reverses back the other way. He's got Man out front. Tried to get that to Man, didn't go through. Man tried to get that to Skoog. Loose out front for Thomas. Thomas has a chance to shoot and scores! Sweet snipe by Thomas. Finds that top corner. Beautiful goal by number 5, Thomas. Great effort to step up, keep it in. Didn't hesitate, fired it on. 3-0 Cats.
Scoring for Eagan, number 5, Connor Thomas.
Nice goal, Connor.
Number 27, Preston Skoog.
Assist by Skoog, his second point of the night.
From Skoog at 3:21 of the third period.
Beckwith steps up, sends it in. Eddie providing chase. Siljan was there as well. Gillespie able to settle it down and walk it into the zone. Siljan to Schmidt. Farmington drops that. Sent on. Glove save. Kerner Trying to do a little slow-mo windmill there. Got interrupted. "3-0.
I'm caught up.
Caught up. You were ahead of the game. Now we're caught up. Back behind the net. Farmington not able to get it centered. And Beckwith sends that up and out. And here comes Schmidt. Got Siljan with him. Not able to get there in time. Icing waved off. But good pressure with Schmidt to keep it in the zone. Siljan came out and Farmington able to pull it off the boards and get it back up. That one sends down. Icing waved off. Eddie slows down pressure. Sent behind the net. Wraparound opportunity is not going to go anywhere as Eddie pulls it off. Nice step by Eddie up to Schmidt. Settled down by Farmington as they bring it back in the zone. Nice stick by Gillespie. DDD pass, Farmington. Hesitated there, Gillespie on it. Forces the pass deep into the zone and Meade will bring it back and reverse the other direction. That one gets sent up into the air. Centering opportunity broken up. And here comes Meade. Meade with man. Meade keeps it to the outside. Man heads to the net. Meade settles it down. Looking to feed across. Finds Skoog. Skoog shot. Goes wide. Levine. And Razanen. Apply pressure. Razanen with a floating hip check misses. And that one goes back up for Man. Man feeds ahead to Meade. Meade trying to get around pressure. Farmington the other direction. That one gets stuck in the skate of Razanen, who's able to feather it ahead. Back to Razanen. Razanen drops it for Levine. Levine sends it up and out. The Tigers have to touch up, and they do bring it back in. Skoog pushes his man to the outside, able to chip it up and out. Meade thought about going after it, but goes for a change instead. All the way across. Offside. Isn't that sad? The answer, no, it's not. Bring it all the way to the outside face-off dot near the Wildcats offensive zone. Eddie brings it down. Levine keeps his man to the outside and up and off the glass into some skates. Steinke not able to get control of that one. Gets stick added by Urich. Nice job. 8:48 left. Now I'm back ahead. Beckwith. Thomas. Initially got around one. Back behind the nets, Farmington. They tried to send it up to the point, but Steinke got in the way. 3-2 opportunity here. Steinke gets it into the zone. Man applies. Man centers up for Urich. I think he might have gotten a little bit of touch to it, but the goalie got there as well. Man behind the net, trying to get a reach. Still stuck behind the net. Steinke comes to assist. Farmington able to dig it out. Siljan almost had a strip away there. Beckwith. Centering opportunity goes into the corner. Shot on net. Save there by Kerner. 7:57 left.
It's been a really, really messed up week. 7 days of torture, 7 days of bitter, and my girlfriend went cheating on me. She's a California dime, but it's time for me to quit her.
Puck down for Ethan Mann. Sends it to the boards for Beckwith. Back behind the net, centering opportunity deflected aside by Thomas. That one around the boards for Thomas. Thomas finds Siljan, who tips it in. Siljan to Schmidt. Schmidt looking for Man. Gets it over to Gillespie. Shot on net. Goes wide. Maybe deflected last minute. Schmidt through traffic. That one had eyes. Gillespie able to settle it down. He gets pulled off of his feet. No call. Farmington brings it in. Shot on net. Deflected into the glass. Levine Drives around, man able to evade pressure there, but Farmington keeps it in. Levine behind the net. Levine brings it to his skates for himself. Leaves it for Siljan. Siljan rings it around. He's trying to find Schmidt. Schmidt trying to leave for Gillespie. That one gets back to Schmidt, back to Gillespie. Gillespie pushed into the boards. Siljan comes to help out. Siljan settles down. Farmington out front. Sends it to the point. Nice tip there by Schmidt. Shot deflected by Mann. Siljan was almost off to the races, just lost an edge. And Kerner settles it down, leaves it for Levine. Levine sends that back around the other wides, around the board. Schmidt with good eyes to immediately stop. Feathers it through up to Skoog. Farmington brings that one back behind their net. That one they're going to send all the way down. Icing is going to be the whistle. 6:16 left in the third period. Wildcats up 3-0. Beckwith, Razin at the point. Razin not able to keep it in. Farmington gets around 2-2. Skoog, pressure out front. Nice kick save there by Kerner. Deflected up above the neck. Nice scoring opportunity. Beckwith gets his stick tied up. Farmington leaves it behind the net. Eddie gets there. Razin first. Razin up for Skoog. That one gets out, and here comes Mead. Mead's got some space with one defender in the way. Mead gets it deflected into the corner. Mead brought down, no call, just an awkward play. Looked like both going after the puck. Beckwith able to get that one stick down and up, not out. Eddie will finish the job, sends a stretch pass over to Skoog. Skoog gonna feather that up to Mead. Tigers got in the way. Razin sends that in. Hand pass gets settled down there by Beckwith. Beckwith to Eddie. Razin to Eddie. That one goes down, tipped ahead, no icing called. Change there for the Wildcats as Yerk applies pressure, and Farmington backhands that deep into the zone. Groutman sends it around. Gets to the top of the point. Steinke. Groutman. Gillespie shot on net, still loose out in front. Nice job by Gillespie to bring it out of the crease, feather it up to Steinke. Walked ahead. Net comes off, but nice stick there by Groutman to poke that into the corner to negate the centering opportunity. Nice defensive efforts here by the Wildcats. Back on the ice, Levine,
You're looking for
Razin,
some entertainment between games.
Siljan,
Visit the
Eddie.
Croatian Hall up on 2nd Avenue. Historic Croatian Hall, and if you spend too much time there, Envision Hotel is right down the hill on Concord Avenue.
Someone's channeling their inner Olsen here. That one to the point, loose out in front, and buried. I think a bunch of the Cats lost sight of it, loose out in front. Nice opportunity there by Tigers to capitalize on the effort there. Almost perfect game here for Kerner, but still a valiant effort. Great saves here. Puck's down.
Scoring for Farmington, number 25, Easton Bond.
That one sent around. Kerner.
With an assist to number 27, Aiden Wallach. And number
It goes off the back of the net.
Jackson Sanborn. That's Bond from Wallach and Sanborn.
Mead,
And
man,
21.
bring that out. Mead brings it in the zone. Has that over. Skoog, shot, save, Farmington. 4:12 left in the period. Yerk, Steinke, Eddie, Gillespie, Thomas. Puck down for Eddie, pokes that ahead. Sent around the boards. Farmington able to get it out and tipped ahead. Farmington to the crease, or to the slot, and Eddie comes the other way. Eddie sends that down through defensive pair. Steinke applying pressure. Gillespie, shot on goal. Loose out in front, backhanded loose. Eddie gets pushed into the boards. Urick trying to get it up to Steinke. Steinke goes in the corner, back into neutral ice. Thomas to Gillespie. Gillespie leaves it for Steinke with a nice little touch pass there. Farmington the other way. Eddie able to strip it, gets it up to Steinke. Steinke enters the zone by himself, shot deep into the corner. Farmington the other direction. Thomas. Farmington walks in, loose out in front, nice save, Kerner. Man brought down, no call. Farmington sends on net. That one gets tipped out by Siljan. Siljan pokes that ahead. Sends it on net. Loose little play there. Man brought down, and that will be a penalty. Tripping on 14 at an inopportune time. Sorry, number 36. Power play opportunity.
Minor penalty has been assessed.
Back to the point for
Farmington.
Levine.
Senators number
Levine
36,
leaves it for
Jackson
Man,
Heisterling.
a little bit past his reach. Scoop. Back to Man.
Heisterling, 2 minutes trip.
Back to the point for Levine. Back to Man. Man skating towards it. Shot on net. Gloved down by the netminder. 1:45 left in the power play. Back down to Beckwith. Beckwith fed that over to Levine. Just kept it in. Man to Skoog. Back to the point for Levine. Levine to Man. Man walking it in. Skoog settles that down. Back to Levine. Levine takes a shot. Goes wide. Mead gets helped out by Man. Man has it behind the net. Man trying to backhand that in. Finds the net and goal! Ethan Mann with his second of the game. Nice backhand slide under the pads. Feel like the Farmington's defense just completely. Oh, he's saying the net is off. Maybe he has a case, but regardless, they call it a goal. 4-1. Wildcats on a power play
Scoring
goal.
for Eagan, number 9, Ethan Mann.
Back
With an
down for
assist, number
Gillespie.
23, Quinn Mead. That's Mann from Mead at 12:53.
Mead with the
That's
assist.
Mann's
Siljan trying to get
second
to
goal
there
of
to
the
the
game.
corner. Farmington
On the power play.
will be the recipient of a power play here. They send it back. Feather that down, regain control, and they'll go on the penalty kill right after their power play. Another trip. Timeout. One can only assume Farmington. It's true. Farmington is the
Timeout,
timeout.
Farmington. A minor penalty has been assessed to number 21, Arthur Eddy of Eagan. 2 minutes trip. Have a graduation party coming up. ABC Rental has all your needs with chairs and such. If you need an oil change, head up to Marie Avenue Service. Brian Handwork will help you out. And if you're in the market for a new vehicle, check out next door to Fury Motors.
Back into play, 1:42 left. Empty net. Aggressive play by the Tigers as they try to get themselves back into the game. 6-on-4 in hockey. That one tipped back up to the blue line. Shot on goal gets tipped up and above into the corner. Back to the blue line. Back to the side of the boards. They send that across ice. Top of the circle. Shot on goal gets deflected up and over. Shot on net. Blocker save. Another save by Kerner. Gillespie gets that up into the netting and out of the rink. Welcome back to the ice. Skoog, Mann, Levine, and Beckwith. Your current penalty kill unit. Minute 33 left in the PK. Minute 16 left in the game. Mann. That one gets swept back to the blue line. Cross ice there, and Beckwith sends that down the length of the ice. Kerner with a little bit of drool hanging out of the side of his mouth. Icing is the whistle. Tigers have to send their netminder back in with a icing clear. We're in the gangster of the penalty or the period now. Levine shot on net gets wide. Skoog applying pressure. That one gets sent out around. Feathered ahead. Levine sends that one up into a skate. Dropped aside. Levine with good pressure. That one gets dropped down. Tigers will have to catch up as they send that back. Pull their goalie again. 34 seconds left. Send that across, but not controlled. Beckwith pushes his man into the boards. Sends that all the way down with another icing clear to help kill off this penalty. 20 seconds left in the game. 37 and the penalty kill, so that will not extend. Back down. Beckwith keeping his man to the outside. Not able to center. 8 seconds left. Shot to the other side of the blue line. Beckwith back to the point and out. And that's game. Wildcats with a solid win, 4-1. We're going to head over to the